Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inspiration Morning Live. I am Christina Crowley, and I am so happy to have you with me here today. Now, what I wanted to talk about today was 2 tips for optimism, 2 tips for creating, maintaining optimism in this world that is just full of pessimism, that is just full of naysayers, that is full of, anything but optimism. And I think, because personally, I think optimism brings a much richer life, a much more full life, full of possibilities. And so that's why I went and looked up the definition for optimism, and I put it in my description today. I put it in my teaser going forward, because optimism it's not just being Sally Sunshine. It is not being, that glass half full, make lemons out of lemonades. It's a true feeling. I mean, it is those things. And those are great examples of, to show what optimism may be. Hello, good morning. I want to say thank you for being here. And I want to say thank you for those who watch live. And those of you who are watching on the replay, thank you very much. I know that our schedules don't always mesh, and that I'm glad and happy and grateful that you take time out of your schedule to watch me live. Alrighty, but optimism, optimism, it's a wonderful thing. And, there's so much negativity that goes on in this world. There is so much pessimism. There are so many ways that you can be anything but optimistic. And I think optimism in our world is a true, it is something that we don't see as much. We do see the people who continually march forward and they say that they're optimistic, but how do we bring it into our own lives? I think we bring it into our own lives through a number of things, and that's where my 2 tips come from today. 1, a gratitude journal, finding gratitude wherever we can, and putting it down on paper, writing it down. And I like the actual handwriting. I like us being able to put pen to paper and writing it out and feeling what we are writing, then to be able to see it. And doing a gratitude journal day after day after day. I know it was probably more than 20 years ago when Sarah Baum-Brethnick wrote her, book about keeping a gratitude journal and what that brought for her. And if you're a fan of Oprah and you've watched Oprah over the years, then you know that that's where she, had a stage. And I think, that book is still relevant today, but you don't have to have the book to write a gratitude journal, to keep a gratitude journal, to find gratitude in everything you have around you. And I think finding gratitude in everyday life, rather than, I'm grateful that this isn't happening. It's like, I'm grateful for the flowers I see outside of my window as I'm sitting here doing the live, of the last batch of roses that are blooming for the season. The beautiful breeze that I feel this morning, and the smell of that fresh air. There is just nothing like the smell of really crisp, wonderful fresh air. I'm gratitude for that. And how does it keep me optimistic? Because when you can find joy and beauty and gratitude in your life, you can be optimistic about your future. You can keep that elevated mood, that mood that keeps you moving forward. When I am grateful, when I find gratitude in things, I am more able to dig into my work, and I find more joy in my work. Therefore, the ripple effect goes on through my life, and I find myself being more and more optimistic. I know as some of you, optimism doesn't come natural. Optimism isn't always a natural thing. And I know the town I grew up in, it was pessimism. It was not optimistic. You were under the thumb of the company, and it was a company town. And it doesn't breed optimism. So we have to find it within ourselves. And I think as humans, we do find optimism within ourselves. And I think finding gratitude around us, no matter how we do it, is one of those steps to keeping optimistic and finding optimistic and elevating who you are. Yes, Millie's coming in asking for her walk. And then my second tip for finding gratitude is faith it till you make it. Having faith in yourself having faith in the world and having faith in that optimism until it truly becomes yours. As I was just speaking about, I didn't grow up in an optimistic town, and I did not I had to grow into optimism. I had to learn optimism. And part of it was I faithed it till I made it. I've talked about that before, and I just put in the word on that recently because, I have a mentor who talks about it, faith it till you make it. You don't fake it till you make it. You faith it. You have faith that you are going to find it, that you are going to do it. And then you do take the steps that come with it. And I find that the gratitude journal is part of that faith in it till you making it. And it's easier when you faith it till you make it. It's believing in yourself. Therefore, that's an optimistic act in itself. I think finding optimism does it does have a ripple effect. It does have a positive effect. I think like begets like. And when you have that faith in yourself, when you have that optimism in yourself, in your life, children, I think first we do need to really start with us. Where is our faith in us? Do we have that faith in us? That's the best thing, I think, to find it. Let me close something here on my screen. I'm making sure my computer works well this morning, and I'm an optimist about my computer, otherwise I wouldn't keep it. Optimism isn't just one thing in your life. You find yourself being an optimist about no matter what comes your way, that you will be okay. And I think being optimistic has, within that ripple effect, many good things on our health. I was just doing a little research on optimism before I came on, and let me take a quick look here. It's looking on the favorable side of events. It's looking on the favorable side of what is going on with your life. And therefore, it does have, there are the people who are just negative and they are angry and they are what we would call not optimistic. There's always going to be those people who are the exception to the rule. And I know in my own life when I have not been optimistic, when I have been pessimistic, and I have been that grouchy, angry person, I haven't found, the joy in life. I haven't found the happiness in life. And I think being optimism invites that to you. I think it truly invites it to you. And building that faith in that good things will come is optimism. I really do believe it is. And so I want to say thank you to all of you for being here. And I do appreciate, that you do watch this and that you do take the time out of your day to watch this show. My computer may be giving me heck today. It just isn't. It just does. But I am an optimist, and I keep it, and I do the work on it because I know that it will carry me through until I absolutely, positively has to get a new one. Alrighty. So, my 2 tips for optimism today is to find gratitude, to be grateful for as many things in your life that you can be, and personal things. Find personal gratitude. When we find the personal gratitude, then we have the ability to emulate that and to give more to others. We all want more for our children and for our family and our relatives, and faith in it is an awesome thing, and it builds our optimism, builds who we are, and we have the ability to give it more to others. All right, I want to say thank you for joining me today. Please feel free to give me the thumbs up, give me hearts. I really appreciate those. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I know I'm going to have a wonderful weekend. We've got a lot planned, and Millykins is waiting for her walk. All righty. Thank you for joining me. Feel free to give me the hearts, give me the thumbs up, and feel free to put anything in the comments that, what are your biggest challenges? What would you like to hear me talk more about? I know I try to put optimism everywhere in my day, and through gratefulness and having faith in it, I hope to find out more there, and I hope that you can too. Those are just 2 tips. You may find many, many more, and maybe you will be inspired to go deeper in your life. Maybe you feel like you really do need the optimism. Well, optimism can be built. It can be expanded. It can grow inside of you. And I'm glad that you were here this morning. I'm glad that you're watching me on the replay. Thank you so much. Alrighty, ta-ta for now.